In my last video, I shared where I was emotionally with a situation involving the property my ex and I still own together. The waiting had really started to weigh on me, and I knew I needed to take a break and just regroup. What I didn't realize at the time was how much that break would really help me reconnect with God, slow down, and start looking at this season differently. One thing I've learned is that trusting God is easy when things are small, but when things are big and complicated and out of my control, that's when my faith gets tested. I've noticed something about myself. I can trust God with the little things. I can pray every day about situations and have peace. But when it comes to the bigger things, the things that take months or years, the things where I don't see how they're going to work out, that's where I struggle. I'll pray about it, I'll give it to God, and I'll feel better. But then something happens, or I think about how long the situation has been going on, and suddenly the doubts start to creep back in. And I find myself in this cycle of trusting and worrying, then trusting again, and then worrying again. I think part of the reason why waiting is so difficult is because I just want a resolution. I want to know the outcome. I want to know when things are going to change. And when something's been going on for so long, it can just become so emotionally exhausting. Now, the waiting itself can become the hardest part because it creates this space for frustration, fear, and I even doubt myself at times. But something I've been asking myself is, what if God is doing something with me during this time? And 9 times out of 10, that is what's going on. One thing I've been intentional about is not putting my entire life on hold while I wait for different situations to be resolved. I don't want to wake up one day and just realize I spent years waiting for something to happen instead of enjoying the life that God has given me in the present right now. Karate has continued to be a huge part of my life. It gives me something to work toward. It challenges me, and it sometimes helps keep me focused. I've also been spending time singing and looking into another potential play. We've been doing readings for that and practicing. Creativity has always been something that brings me joy, and I want to continue to make room for those things. But if I'm constantly worrying about something, it makes it hard for me to do that. Something new I've started doing is listening to local live bands. Recently, I went with a friend to a restaurant where a band we like was playing, and it was just really a fun evening. There was just something refreshing about being around people who are enjoying the music, who are laughing, and just enjoying life. People are just feeling free out there, and I really enjoy that. Now, I've realized there's so much talent in our local communities. So, some bands do amazing covers, and others just share their own music. It's been fun discovering something new that brings joy in this season, and I'm glad I've just been open to doing that. I'm also learning that enjoying life means taking care of myself. Now, I really like being active, but I'm realizing I can't push my body so much without consequences anymore. Right now, I'm dealing with a bone spur affecting my Achilles tendon on my left foot, and I'm also recovering from a shoulder injury. It's feeling better, but it still hurts at times. And as much as I want to level up my workouts and push harder, I know that ignoring my body's signals could actually be setting me back. Especially when you're doing karate and occasionally getting hit in the head or the jaw when sparring. That's a good reminder that recovery is important. This season is teaching me that moving forward doesn't mean that problems are resolved. Sometimes moving forward just means that I'm continuing to grow and trust God and also continue to enjoy the life that's in front of me. I'm still learning. I'm still having moments where my faith wavers, but I'm also seeing that God is working even when I don't see the bigger picture. So if you're waiting in this season too, I hope that you remember that your life doesn't have to be on pause while you wait for your breakthroughs.